Hello, welcome back. I'm doing another top 10 list. This is the top 10 performances by a supporting actress of 2023. And this list was incredibly hard to make, to be totally honest, because I thought this was a great year for film. I'm kind of down to just a couple lists left. I've been kind of stringing out these last lists because I did a bunch of them and then I want to try to lead close up to the Oscars for my actual Best Picture list, a little closer, which is like March 10th. So, yeah, last week I did director. This week I'm going to do supporting actress. I'll do supporting actor pretty soon after this. And yeah, lots of people. And I've rewatched some of these films. There are a lot of people who didn't make this cut. That doesn't mean that they're not great. I actually strongly reconsidered Emily Blunt after rewatching Oppenheimer for the second time. I found a lot more in her performance than I did the first time. And I feel really strong about my 10. It doesn't include a lot of the nominees. So, about that. So hopefully you'll like these 10 and the reasons why I picked them. Anyway, let's get into it. Starting off with number 10 is Jodie Foster in Nyad. I actually had her a little higher on the list. It's not. I like her performance in Nyad. At the beginning, we were talking about the conversation was, oh, it's great to have Jodie Foster back, and she has been nominated so long. It's a true to form performance for Jodie Foster, and I totally bought that when I saw Nyad. I was like, yeah, she's really good in this. Yeah, it's really great. It's a good performance, perfect for Jodie Foster. Problem is, I've now since seen True Detective, and she is phenomenal in that. So it's sort of like being offered like a cookie and being like, oh my god, this cookie's great, and then like you see like some crazy like chocolate ganache cake like walking past you, like, why can't I have that? Oh, sorry, sir, that's for TV. You know, like what? The cookie was fine, but oh my god. So admittedly, if I had done this list earlier, she probably would have been higher on the list. But now all I can think about is how fantastic she was in True Detective Night Country. And when I was shuffling around people on the list, I didn't feel like I needed to put Jodie Foster so high. But I also didn't want to be unfair to her and drop her off the list. So she's 10. I wish this was Night Country. I wish that had been a movie. She's phenomenal in that. But she was great in Nyad. So number 9 on my list, Penelope Cruz for Ferrari. This is a performance that was sort of forgotten. I think Penelope Cruz has come a long way. You know, I reviewed Vanilla Sky this year as just on a lark, going back through. It had audio description, and I didn't like the film originally on release, and seeing Penelope Cruz's performance in that when she's just kind of starting out in the English language, and then seeing her in Ferrari are like, it's like wow, wow. She's figured out how to bring all of the fire that she had when she was working specifically in the Spanish language films to her actual performances in English language films, and here she's playing an Italian, and it's a woman who should not be reckoned with. It's a great performance in a film that kind of just zoomed under the radar for many this year. But she did pick up a couple little, little nominations here and there. So yeah, I agree. Penelope Cruz, Ferrari. It's a good performance, so it deserves to be on the list. Number 8, Viola Davis in Air. This is a film I've also seen twice. And it was one of those films on the second time through where I was like, nah, she is really good here. Damn, she is really good. It's not a big performance from Viola, and the thing about Viola is she's always great. Some of the reasons why she's lower on the list is because I can't actually say this is Viola's best performance. As a matter of fact, if she had been nominated and then won the trophy for supporting actress, I'd actually be a little upset because she's done much better work without the recognition for it. And as much as I see people winning and it's like, yeah, I'm glad you finally won a trophy. It's like we should have given this to you a long time ago. Uh, you know, Martin Scorsese's first win for Best Director should not have been The Departed. It's just there are certain things out there that's just come on, guys. um, so yeah, I but it's a fantastic performance, and she does such a great job at playing Michael Jordan's mother that I had to keep her on the list. So moving up the list, number seven. This is debatable. This is maybe a little bit of category fraud, but there are two female leads, so it depends on how you split them. So I put Judy Reyes from Birth Rebirth in supporting, considering the other actress in lead, if that makes any sense, because it does kind of start out from her perspective as trying to do the experiments to begin with, and then Judy gets picked up later as the mother of the child. So there's like a slight difference. It's sort of the Carrie Mulligan she said thing. It's like because the story started out with one and then Carrie comes out later, she was being pushed in supporting. It's a very thin line, but instead of running them both in lead, I didn't think they'd both be running in lead. I realized Judy's nominated in lead in some places like the Spirit Awards. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this, but in supporting, yeah, I put her, and she made my list. The whole time I didn't know who it was. I didn't check the cast list ahead of time. Then afterwards, I was like, wait a minute, that's that's Carla from Scrubs. I was just like, what? Just yeah. This is a film that I oddly stayed away from because somebody initially gave me a description of the film that was kind of repulsive. Um, they were like, it's like Frankenstein but with children, and I was like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch somebody like disassembling children and reassembling them. That's not really what the film's about at all, actually. So I'm glad I finally watched it really late, like months later. Um, but I still got to see it, and Judy is phenomenal, playing the mother of the child central to the plot of Birth Rebirth. So, moving up the list, number six is Claire Foy for All of Us Strangers. Claire is chasing that Oscar nomination hard, and she just keeps missing it. And this is another solid performance from her. Um, she's absolutely heartbreaking. Those final moments between her and Andrew Scott and All of Us Strangers are just like, oh my god, I mean, just devastating. She's absolutely devastating in All of Us Strangers, and I'm so upset that film got zero Oscar nominations. Luckily, it got BAFTA nominations. I'm not saying it needs to win trophies, although I did give All of Us Strangers Best Adapted Screenplay. So, yeah, Claire Foy, heartbreaking. And one day she'll get an Oscar nomination. I feel it. I feel like she's chasing it. She's Emily Blunting her way to an Oscar nomination. She'll get there. Eventually, she'll be in something, and people will be like, can we finally nominate Claire Foy, please?" Anyway, number five is actually Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I love Divine. I think what a lot of people have discovered is they're finally just now discovering Divine Joy Randolph. And she's the front runner in the category, and that's sure. Um, but Divine has been turning in actually really good work that people just aren't seeing. As I pointed out before, she was really good in a film called On the Come Up. She plays the aunt in that. It's Gabrielle. No, it's not. It's Sanaa Lathan's directorial debut, and she had a really strong performance in a film no one saw. She got some attention for Dolomite Is My Name, not a lot. She's also hilarious. I remember seeing her first in High Fidelity and being like, who is this? I'm going to memorize their career. So I am so excited that Divine is on the map, and I'm happy if she wins. But on my personal list of The Holdovers, the problem is that for me, I just love Paul Giamatti so much in that film. Um, I think Divine has more to offer coming on down the line, and this top five was really tight. But yeah, I'd still nominate her. Absolutely. I think that this is exactly where she needs to be. Do I think that there were some other performances that we kind of forgot about this year? Absolutely. And only one more performance above this is actually nominated for an Oscar this year. So this should be interesting. Number 4 is Patricia Clarkson for Monica. I don't know why this performance went nowhere. She is gorgeous, phenomenal, and the best she's been since Pieces of April, which was her Academy Award nominated turn. I seriously don't think enough people saw this film. Not only is Trace Lizette really good, in a very competitive Best Actress race, by the way. I won't say whether or not Trace is on my list or not, but Patricia Clarkson playing someone who used to clearly be not a nice person, but now who is suffering from dementia and is sort of like becoming a different person altogether, and is allowing for this different relationship with her daughter than she had before. It's a it's a very complex performance that I'm just honestly I'm shocked it didn't. I This is on my list. The film doesn't even have an audio description. That's how good she is. She's that good that I didn't even need audio description to understand the way when she speaks, the things that she says. I mean, everything about that performance in Monica is just insane that this went nowhere. Um, it's oh my god, it's because Patricia Clarkson falls into that yeah, they're always good character actress category, and it's sad because I think this might be the best performance of her career. I'll say it anyway. Moving up the list, I'm gonna say that again 3 more times. Moving up the list. Number 3 on my list, and this was number 1 for a while. Honestly, this was number 1 on my list for a while since I saw the film. It's an earlier release, and I saw it earlier in the year. And this is Rachel McAdams for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It took a lot for me to move her off of number 1. I actually do believe this is Rachel's best performance of her career. I can't think of anything that comes close. She's fantastic in this. She absolutely deserved an Oscar nomination. I'd love to get people for what is actually their best performance. Not just like, oh, it's a makeup nomination, but luckily she is a nominee for Spotlight. I wish she was a nominee for this. She's everything in this. It's so just delicate. Her performance, it's not the kind of performance that you would normally see Oscar nominated because it's not very loud. But it also doesn't feel like the kind of performance that Rachel McAdams would have gotten normally. And she's so good in it. And I loved her. I love this film. It means that I've got 2 people above her that I loved even more. And my number 2 pick is actually nominated for an Academy Award. So my runner-up for Best Supporting Actress is Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. What? Like, just what? Maybe because I didn't see her on Broadway, but what? I, what? Hell No Alone is I stood in awe. I love Danielle Brooks, and when she was on Orange is the New Black, I was on social media all the time bitching about how she was never nominated for playing Tasty. I just could not get past that. I was like, where is her Emmy nomination? Why do we keep nominating Laverne Cox for the same role, and we can't give her 1 season's worth of nomination for that character? Not 1. She's fucking hanging herself in like the final season, and nothing. Tears streaming down, nothing for Danielle Brooks. I am so pleased that she got nominated for Color Purple, and I think this is the sweet spot for her. This is her giving. I felt her give everything, and I've seen her give everything in Orange is the New Black. So to feel this performance, to feel it reverberating, and to feel that fire coming out of her, Just an incredible performance. There's a reason why she transcended the movie and why she's the only nomination. It's because she is actually that good. Oh my god. So basically my top 5 are like operating on like their best career bests basically right now. So my number 1, I don't know. I can't really say if this is their career best because they've been around for so long. But it's an actress who doesn't get recognized in this field, and it was a film that was never going to get nominated. And when I saw it, and when I saw what she did in it, it's a small performance, and um, I blew me away. I was blown away. I gave the film a B plus, so it wasn't even like I loved the film that much. Yes, the director of this film was on my director top 10, but I hinted at the time, I was like, there's a performance in this film that absolutely knocked my socks off. My pick, I should say that just for point of reference, um, over the years, I have picked some really random people in supporting actress for this. Last year, I did have Michelle Williams. I left her in supporting actress and called her, but the year before that, I listed an actress from Tragedy of Macbeth. Catherine Hunter from Tragedy Macbeth was my pick for Best Supporting Actress, with the runners-up being the actresses from Mass. Anyway, so this is sort of like that. This is like Tragedy Macbeth. It's one of those performances where if you know, you know. And I'm doing it. Patti LuPone for Beau is Afraid. Yeah. Absolutely. When she gets in that film, it is stunning. And she is scary, frightening, powerful. She has such control. She takes the film at that point. She just steals it. It's like it's been Joaquin's film this whole time, and she just grabs it and she's like, this is my scene. I'm going to own the shit out of it. I'm here. And I thought it was phenomenal. I thought her work was phenomenal. And I think I was okay with putting her on top because I saw a little bit of love for her early on, and I didn't quite, because I didn't see Beau is Afraid on its theatrical release. I didn't quite understand. But it died really quickly. Guys, you gotta keep loving the films you loved at the beginning of the year. Just because films come along later, we can't have this short attention span thing. It's okay to love something that you liked early in the year and then still love it later on. Like, you can do both. And I just saw it die away. And it's such a shame. This is such a fantastic performance. So I'm bucking the trend here. I know Divine's going to win, like, her 100th award this season for playing the holdovers at the Oscars, but this is just my list. So Patti LuPone is my Best Supporting Actress for 2023. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And my next category will be Supporting Actor. So until then, I'll see you guys on the other side.